Well, alrighty, friends. I went in and looked at the stats for all 449 episodes of the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. And I had myself this question. I was like, what episode has been downloaded the most of all episodes? Not necessarily the best episode, not necessarily like this is your most life-changing episode, but it kind of surprised me. It was actually an episode back in October of 2018 titled, Why You're Not Exercising. Now, I got to say, it was one of my first episodes where I was still getting comfortable with the microphone. I sound on this episode a lot better than I did in real life because it's so freaking edited together. Now I get in front of the microphone and I'm just like, hello, it's me, Lindbergh. Here I am, blah, blah, blah. No problem. With essentially no editing. But this one, I remember recording this one and it being painful and editing it together and re-recording it. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy this replay of the number one downloaded episode of all of Couch to Active episodes, which happens to be one of my very, very first ones. Enjoy. Finally, get back to a life with exercise. And this is your first step. We're going to start getting you moving. I'm Lynn Lindbergh, your bad couch guru. Hey there, it's Lynn Lindbergh with the Couch to Active podcast. This is going to be a good one. We are looking at the topic of my predictions of why you're not exercising. What? What does she know? How does she know what it is about why I am not exercising? I know, exactly. I probably know more than you think. But you know what? Let's just dive right in and take a look and see if my observations of what I've seen around of why people don't exercise, it resonates for you. Okay. The first reason why you're not exercising is because you think you just need more grit. You think you need more self-discipline. You think you need to just do it. And you're probably saying, yeah, that's exactly right, Lynn. What do you mean? I need to just have more grit and self-discipline. That's the problem. Now, let me back up here just a little bit because I know there is an amazing, amazing Angela Duckworth who wrote the book on grit, and she has masses of research to back it up. It's wonderful. She has a great TED Talk. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Angela Duckworth's on grit. If you have kids, buy her book, read her book. We all need grit to survive, thrive, and do well in the world. I mean, I tell you, I published the book, Couch to Active, and I've got this podcast. You don't publish a book or do a podcast without a fair amount of grit. You need it. But so much of the time, we have been conditioned and told that we have failed at exercising simply because of self-discipline. And I don't want to get into that debate of, is willpower really worthless or not? Or is there a limited amount of grit that you have in a day? I mean, even if we had some statistically relevant data around it, it doesn't really bring any meaning to you because it really depends on what works for you. So let me take that whole long monologue there and back up just a little bit and say, there are so many things that you can do to help make exercise an active lifestyle part of your life in a way that does not require you more grit and does not require more self-discipline. In fact, I've got 40 of them for you, literally 40 or 42. Things you can do to help make it so your active lifestyle becomes a natural, normal part of your life. I mean, wouldn't that be great? That's really what we want, right? We want to love our life. We don't want to go to the gym and hate our workout for an hour every day and grit it out. Like, no, I don't even want to do that. I want to live a life I love. I want to love my life. And I know you do too. Well, okay. Most of you. And so telling yourself to add more grit and self-discipline stuff into your life is telling you to do something you don't want to do and don't like to do. Blah. Of course, no wonder why you're not doing it, because by definition, you're asking yourself to do something you hate. So that's the first one. You need to quit telling yourself you need more self-discipline. You need to quit telling yourself you need to just grit out your exercise. You instead need to stick with me and work through how to do this in a way that makes you smile more. Seriously, it can be done. I teach people how to do it every day. It's in the book. So, so that's number one. Number two, the fitness industry's typical messaging is all messed up. And the good news story about this is there's a lot of movement to shift this. In fact, even most, not all, most fitness corporations, I'm really seeing a great positive shift in the right direction, but we still have a long way to go. And for example, just this last summer, I was at a big fitness convention and I was appalled at how many companies still preyed on people's insecurities and really painted a very narrow box of what fitness should look like. In fact, just walking through the convention floor and seeing it just made me literally sick to my stomach. I attended a class from a group that was supporting a new product in the fitness industry. I will leave them nameless. And no joke, I heard these words. We're doing a demo fitness class. You know, there's 100 of us in the class and there's 4 instructors on a stage. There's lights, there's music, you know, all of that. The vibe is great until the instructor says, no joke. I know, here it comes. This will fix your flat butt. Come on, girls, let's get our bikini bodies on. Like, oh, no. Did she actually say that? I can't believe it. She did. I actually heard those words. And it was a woman saying it to me, not even a man. And I was just so conflicted, like, oh. So day 2 of the convention, another class I go to. This time, the instructors are men. And you know what? I think it's irregardless whether they're men or female instructors. It really doesn't matter. But the vibe was definitely different. And this instructor, but he ended up on the machine demonstrating the exercise, and no joke, was twerking on the machine in front of 100 women fitness professionals. Twerking. I couldn't believe it. And it kept coming up about, women and, your bodies. And I was like, okay. So it was just really disheartening. So when you are thinking about why am I repelled against the fitness industry, I am right there with you that when you know at your core that you are just repelled by the fitness industry and by, especially if you're, my age, in my mid-40s, which we're middle-aged, mid-40 people, we are middle-aged. What we've been raised with to think of as fitness has not been a healthy mindset for us. And at our core, we know it's messed up. We know it's not how we want to live, but we end up in this friction of, I know I need to be in better shape, but I don't want that over there. Like, I want to stay away from that, but I know I need to stay in shape, but I don't want that over there, but I know I need to stay in the shape. Like, what do you do with that? So that's number 2 of why you are not exercising, because there's a big disconnect between what your brain thinks of as fitness and what actually can be. All right. Number 3. Before I tell you what number 3 is, I'm going to list off activities that we usually think of as exercise or fitness activities. When I list off the activity, I will pause and I want you to think of what images come to your mind when I say that activity. And I know some of you are trying to think ahead and guess, what is she doing with this? Where is she going? What's the right answer? Just play the game with me, children. Play the game. Okay. So here we go. I'll say the activity and you get the image in your mind of what that activity looks like. Ready? Yoga, kickbox, aqua aerobics, baseball, basketball, ballet, running, weightlifting, martial arts. Okay. Number 3, reason why you are not exercising is because you are held back by your stereotypes of who does what kind of exercise. That's right. That's right. Let's take weightlifting for an example. And I have to give you credit. It's not your fault. Remember the fitness industry messaging we just talked about in number 2? It absolutely plays out here. So let's just take the gym, for example, and weightlifting in the gym. When weightlifting first came about and gyms and machines to do weightlifting at, we have this really quick stereotype, right, of really muscular guys who are overbuilt. People start thinking steroids, people start thinking protein powders, and maybe some of you think about really muscular women too, competing in bodybuilding competitions. Maybe. Now, if you're sitting here saying, well, I didn't think of that. I think anybody can do weightlifting. Awesome. Good for you. You get 5 couch to active points. I will tell you what that's about later, but 5 couch to active points for you. But let's go back to the weight room. When those weights first came out, the industry who had the machines to sell to gyms and to people had to figure out who's their target audience and how they're going to market those machines. They chose men because they figured that would be the easiest market, not because weightlifting is good only for men. And they chose young men, not because older men cannot do weightlifting, and not because younger or older women should or shouldn't do it. That's just who they chose to advertise to, because they thought culturally that's what would be accepted. That was the cornerstone of weightlifting. And it has perpetuated through gyms so that 50, 60 plus years later, when we say weightlifting, our stereotype is to think it's for men, meatheads, steroids, bodybuilders. And it's not true at all. So let's take another example. Stereotypes, aqua aerobics. Okay, I'm going to go there. Sometimes we have a stereotype that aqua aerobics is only for old or fat or elderly. I will say it, right? Horrible stereotypes. Aqua aerobics is probably one of the best exercises you can do. In fact, on an upcoming podcast, I interviewed Stacy Alden, who is the manager of over 200 fitness classes at Pro Sports Club. And we talk about specifically the stereotypes around aqua aerobics and breaking those out. So check it out. There's some interesting stuff there. So back to why you are not exercising. Subconsciously, you've got it in your head who does what kind of exercises, and you're letting that hold you back. You're thinking, oh, I can't do yoga. That's only for like women or religious people, or I can't do, running because I'm not a real runner. Like somebody might laugh at me if I run. Put that all aside. And today, start breaking out of those stereotypes. Hang with me. We're going to have a lot more on stereotypes and breaking out in the future. Okay. Number 4 reason why you are not exercising. And this one, I don't think will be a surprise to you. You're out of shape. I know. I said it. You're out of shape. And it's no surprise. And you're not happy about it. And you don't feel good about it. And guess what? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay, it's not a secret at all. I hate it when people say, ooh, 5 secrets to this or that. It drives me crazy. It just sounds so slimy. Anyhow, I digress. You're out of shape. And when fitness professionals tell you, but you need to exercise, you'll feel so much better. There's all these wonderful endorphins. Guess what? When you're very first starting out and you are completely out of shape, they are wrong. It does not feel good. You don't feel better. When you're out of shape and you first start exercising, you are so injury prone. Like, yeah, I was there. I started running and I twisted my ankle. Or yeah, I just started walking and I have plantar fasciitis now. Like, I get it. I get it. When you're out of shape, getting into exercise is hard. You're more vulnerable to mental challenges around breaking through your visions of who you are as a human. You're way more susceptible to injury. You don't even have your gear together yet. You're not even quite sure what gear. So you go out, you find out you have the wrong this or that, and then it wrecks it for you. It's clunky. It's like you remember back in high school when you could do this, and now you're older and wiser and smarter, and it's like it's all gone. So embrace the fact and own the fact that yes, you are out of shape. And it is going to take time to very slowly and carefully do this injury-free. And that is the hardest piece to do, is to make that bridge from being completely sedentary to having an active lifestyle. Don't lose hope, though. We're going to get you there. Now, if you want a quick start, I know a lot of you are just really smart, fast studies. If you're saying, Lynn, I just want a quick start. I'm completely out of shape. I haven't exercised forever. Get me going. Then I'll just give you this pitch completely unashamed here. Go to Amazon.com, buy my book, Couch to Active. In the appendix, just skip the whole book. Go right to the appendix in the back. And there are a list of about 8 exercise plans. And these are not your typical exercise plans at all. In fact, I'm going to just get out my book right here and take a look. They are no joke. This is completely serious, tongue-in-cheek fun. But exercise plan number 1 is titled this: I hate exercising, but my doctor is making me do this. No joke. That's exactly what it says in the book. And we have a plan for you to get started exercising. Exercise plan number 2. My driver's license says I'm 55, but I'll be 30 forever. So if that's you, check it out. Plan 3. Help. I just graduated college and I am completely out of shape. Plan 4. I'm a chronic mess of health issues. Plan 5. The baby won't let me sleep. Plan 6. I hate my asthma. Plan 7. I seriously need to lose 100 pounds. And Plan 8. I dream of completing a marathon. And exercise plan 9, I'm already in great shape. So, check it out if you want to get a jump start there. Now, I am a certified personal trainer. I'm a certified Pilates instructor, group instructor, all of that. I guarantee you, most certified fitness professionals will look at these plans and they'll say, what? What is this? It's not enough. It's way too small. They need to do more. They need to push harder. Trust me. Trust me on this. Start with those plans. Slowly build, and you'll get there. Alrighty. So we're going to start these exercise plans in the back of the book, right? But we still have the last one, number 5, why you're not exercising. You have health issues. I know, because guess what? Our nation, all industrialized nations, the United States, the UK, Europe, most of China, we have health issues galore. And sometimes we fix one health issue and then bam, we get an injury. And then that injury heals, and then bam, we get another health issue, and bam, another issue. And just it keeps piling on and on. And sometimes we end up with health issues like myself, my lung issue and fibromyalgia that are for my life. And so there is essentially no hope, you could say. There's always hope, but I know this is probably with me for my life. And that makes it even harder because most fitness books out there, most fitness programs out there, they don't really address how to make peace with real chronic health issues. And that's part of what we're going to do here is we're going to look reality square in the eye, and we aren't going to put on a blindfold and say, oh, don't worry, someday you will be healed and you will be all better. No. We got to deal with reality as it is today. And we can't bluff ourselves into thinking we don't have health issues that we do have. They're holding us back. So we're going to take a really close look at how to tackle this. What do you even do when you have health issues that become barriers that seem insurmountable? What do you do when you have health issues that become barriers that then become mental health issues? And what do you do when that combination of health issues and mental health issues just leave you feeling like there's no hope? We're going to take a look at that. But for today, if that's you, just breathe and honor and know there's a path to be feeling better than you are right now. So let me sum up the whole podcast right here. Your lack of grit and lack of self-discipline, it's irrelevant. And all the messages that the fitness industry has told you your whole life, they're irrelevant to you. And all the stereotypes about who does what kind of exercise, you're just going to take those and toss them over your shoulder and leave them behind you. And the fact that you're just flat out of shape, you're not going to fear that anymore. You're going to take it one small step at a time. And your health issues, you're going to start honoring them. That's right. You're going to start giving yourself compassion, and you're going to start learning how to embrace those health issues as a unique part of your very interesting and curious life. So now that we've looked at a bunch of reasons of why you're not exercising, in the upcoming podcast, we're going to start getting you moving. It's about time. I hope you all just take a big, deep breath, a big sigh, and know hope is a-coming. And earlier when I talked about couch to active points, and if you broke through stereotypes, you got 5 couch to active progressive points. If you want to break through and earn all the points possible, just go and get the Couch to Active book. Start reading through it. Start plowing through it. The whole program is in there. Everything you need to know to make that active lifestyle yours. You can jumpstart your active lifestyle right now today. So thanks everybody for joining me. And I am looking forward to our next podcast together where we are going to talk about body image. Get your bikini body on, girls. No. I'm kidding. Oh, God. I am kidding. Bye-bye now. Hello. Are some of you still there? I thought so. Every now and then, at the end of my podcast, I'll have a little special message just for those of you who are hanging through all the way to the end. So today, I want to share an email address where you can contact me. Because in that first podcast, when I said, I actually kind of wish that I could listen more and talk less, I really am serious about it. I'm a great listener and I love people's stories. So if you've got a story about what's going on in your life and your journey of couch to active, I would love to hear it. Send me an email at this address, beawesome. It's BEAWESOME AWESOME, be awesome, at couchtoactive.com, couchtoactive.com. Looking forward to hearing your stories.